the AWC. I want to talk about a couple of those matches that need mention. And that first one, the way they started off with that ladies match with the two young ladies, it was Maddie Gagner against Sabrina Falls. And oh my God, that was just an amazing war. It went back and forth. Sabrina got the win. But what was your guys' thoughts there? Did everybody get to watch that AWC?
I was there. It was incredible. It was the Gagne versus Folds match was unexpected. Gagne is like massive, like intensity defined. Folds is newer to the sport, but she's really strong. Like I think she must have a powerlifting background or something like that. She gave a gun show, and it was like her biceps were as big as mine. So that's a little concerning for any opponent she's going to have. But it was a great match to kick things off.
Hell yeah. What about Israel? Did you get to see the matches? Pradeep, Brandon, did you see them?
Yeah, I watched the matches, and to be honest, I was surprised how many matches were back and forth. 3-2, most of them, some of them were 3-1, and I think only two matches, Brad Grundy's match and one more match that I'm forgetting was a clean sweep. All of the matches were
The
really, really close.
the Petra
And
Dom against Vivian Armstrong. That was Petra domination 3-0.
yeah,
zero.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I was kind of surprised that I know Petra is a beast and all, but I thought Vivian would have had a little something for her. But Petra's that Swedish arm wrestling killer, man. Those girls are no joke over there. The other one that was kind of shocking to me, man, was seeing Rick against Brad Grundy, man. I did not expect Brad just to go like right through this dude. This guy Rick is a monster. Uncle John, how tall is he in person, man?
Oh, the dude's like 6'8", like 280 pounds. Like he's a huge man. And I thought up until the previous week, I thought that Rick was going to kill him. And then I got to grip up with Brad in Vegas a little bit on both arms just to kind of feel him out. Like Brad Grundy is still so young in the sport, but he is a dangerous dude. Like, do not underestimate that kid. He is way stronger than he has any right to be. Just mega powerful.
I heard his rise is just insane. It's like unmatched. Is that what you felt when you gripped up with him?
But to be honest with you, all I felt was me getting my ass kicked, and then that's all I could feel in the test runs that we had.
How about that John Breeder match, man? John getting the win, 3-1 and all.
It's
Was that?
Kuleshov. He's a IFA world champion.
Yeah, that's a
Uh,
big one for Breeder, man.
and let me tell you what, Brida's left. So I pulled Brida after or in the tournament. That was after the super matches. And I ended up beating him right hand, but left hand, like Brida felt unmatched. Like I lost to him, Pork Chop lost to him, Artem lost to him. And he didn't really try that hard.
I, I
He is a level above right now.
I heard you got a win on Artem this past weekend.
Yeah. I kicked his
Oh
ass, kicked
shit!
Burrito's ass. Pork Chop was the only one that beat me on the right, but I beat him on the left. Let's not worry about the fact that Pradeep, Artem had a massive super match just before that with John Terry, and then he pretty much left it all on the table. A win's a win, Artem, and I got the last one.
Tell me about that, guys. That match between John Therium and Artem Taranenko. Let me first start it off. Round one, Artem like kind of just flashes through him. What's everybody's thoughts, man? Did everybody think there was a mismatch on our hands?
Uh, I think we all thought that Artem may be the favorite. We know it's the right arm, and Artem, if we compare it with his left, he's not been doing so much on the right. Like, not many matches that he won at the same level as he won on the left arm. So, right, I thought that maybe it can be kind of close, but Artem was the favorite in my mind, and definitely match of the night. They went kind of back and forth, and I think it was an absolutely amazing, amazing match. Artem played it well as well, because there were some times when he was about to lose and he utilized those fouls very well, intentional elbow fouls to get the restart. So that was a cool strategy, and I think great match.
Brandon, what was your thoughts on that match, man? Was that shocking to you that John got the win?
No, I unfortunately didn't catch the matches this weekend. I was building a chicken coop, so my hands were tied up. I haven't even had a chance to go through and watch it yet. This weekend, I'll be able to catch up on everything.
Gotcha. What about you, Israel? What was your thoughts on that match?
I haven't gotten a chance to watch the event, but I do know some of the results, and I was shocked. I gotta say, I was expecting Artem to win fairly easily, and it did not go that way.
I was shocked personally, man. I thought Artem was gonna definitely get the win, and after that first round, I thought it was I thought he had it in the bag, man. And then round two, John just like woke up, bro. It was like a wake up call or something, and he was in there for a war then, and very very impressive, man. I remember hitting John up right after and being like, "Holy shit, bro! I did not see that coming. Way to go, man." John was supposed to be on here tonight, but I think he had an emergency over at work. He sent me a message right before, so I don't know if he's still gonna be able to pop on if he gets 5 minutes or whatever. But if not, congratulations, John. That is an amazing win to have that one under your belt. That's huge for sure. And then another one I want to make mention is the Heidi Cordner versus Anna Gronlin war. I mean, it was an absolute back and forth. They actually put it wrong on the website. They had it that Anna got the win, but it was actually Heidi that won that day. So they got to fix that on the Arm Fighter website for sure. And then the other one was Sergey Kalenko against Dave Chafee, and Sergey got the win, left hand. It was
That's
3-1.
my bro.
Hell yeah. So were you surprised at that outcome, Danny? Did you expect that knowing him?
Honestly, I didn't have a chance to watch those matches because I was competing the same day, the same time, and like working this week. I couldn't watch it, but yo, I was so surprised that Kalinichenko won. He's from my town. We used to go to the same gym in Ukraine, and seeing him on the big stage and kicking ass with Dave Chafee, yo, that's what's up.
Yeah, that is next level. Pradeep, what's your thoughts on that match, bro? Were you shocked in any kind of way with that?
Yeah, whenever I watch Dave Chaffee compete, I always go back to that statement that Dave made that he's probably going to take some time off, he's going to heal up, and since then he's been taking even more matches. So I don't know what's up with it. And he showed he said that mainly the nerve damage is affecting his left arm, like the fingers are also affected. It's much worse than the right, and still he's competing on the left, so that's good. Easy money, I guess. But good match. I think Devon also predicted it in the exact same way as it went. He said that Dave may be strong enough to get a round or two, but then the work capacity that Kalinichenko is going to have in this match is going to be way too much. And that was the case in the first round when Dave kind of took his hand and Kalinichenko still stopped him. He was like turned palm up and his arm opened up and Dave couldn't pin him. And at that moment, I was like, It's over. There is no way Dave is going to win this match."
Yeah, still
Well,
it was on Sergey's broken arm. He broke his arm in 2018, I guess,
18,
and
yeah,
and
Zloty.
like it took him what 5, 6 years to be that on that level. That's great.
that's
Amazing
inspiring for
match.
sure.
Yeah, a lot
So
of these guys that are breaking their arms, they're over there in Europe, they're coming back like pretty well. Kalinichenko, I see Zurab already doing some like heavy workouts and stuff, and he didn't break it too long ago. The recovery is like on point.
yeah, how long is the recovery for an arm break? Because I,
Six
I was
weeks.
thinking the same thing when you just said that with Zurab. That was like really, really quick, man. That he seems to be back on the table and all that. How long of recovery do you guys know?
I think it's like 6 to 8 weeks for the bone to mend, but I think it also changed based on the person. Like a younger guy is going to heal much quicker than an older guy, and especially if you're on like growth hormone or other things like that, that'll definitely help speed up that process quite a bit.
So 6 to 8 weeks to get it to fuse back, but like how long do you think until you're like back on the table going 100%? Is it like probably like 6 months or so, or longer
Yeah.
than that?
Maybe not that long, but I mean, maybe it'd take that long for the muscles and tendons, and everything to catch back up. But honestly, it's hard to say. Everyone's different, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, I agree
not
with
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Google
because
and answers.
just just being able to compete after an injury and being at the level that you want to be or have to be to compete are two different things. So your arm may be healed up after like 4 months, but your strength just isn't there. So nobody will compete, at least the elite level guys. So that's why maybe we see them taking 12 months break. But I keep on reading these arm break and bicep tear posts. Well, the beginners usually almost never tear their biceps. Like bicep tears, pectoral tears, these are like In my opinion, these are elite level injuries. The guys who are really strong enough, they get injured that way. But I've seen that bicep tears almost always take more time to return. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
I'm an expert at that one. I could give you the
Yeah.
answer on the bicep tear. So to
Well, not
be a
really in arm wrestling, but you were strong. Your muscles were like kind of already peaked out. That's why you tore them, I guess.
yeah, my
So
muscles were stronger than my tendons.
yeah. So I've seen that this is a common trend. The arm break guys usually return faster than the bicep tear guys.
Yeah, so 1 year I like to say is how long until you're 100%. So from the day when you hurt yourself to get back to that strength, I say it's about 1 year of like really going hard at it to get right back to there. So
It's probably safe to
that's
say.
By the way, when I was competing on Saturday, one guy also broke his arm. I just I saw it, like I didn't see it, but I came back from restroom and I see the guy sitting like this. So people told me that he wasn't in a bad position. He was like this, and then he just moved his shoulder inside, and I guess that's when it happened. So he just popped it.
yeah. He must have he broke the arm or was it a tendon?
I think he broke the arm.
He
Yeah,
broke the arm. Yeah,
the
he went
bone
out of his
just
frame. Yeah,
It's a horrible sound. Horrible sound.
yeah, that goes
You know, Paul,
everywhere.
about I think it was 3 years ago, maybe a little bit more than that, 2020. I think it was in a Facebook group. I posted kind of a not really posted, but a reply to a post about arm breaks and stuff. And it was a controversial opinion, and people were like really furious at me at that time. I remember. I was like, is this our so-called arm break position really an arm break position, or is it just bro science? Because a bunch of arm wrestlers just figured it out that this, if you look at it that way, it's an arm break position. But I challenge you to go back on the internet, watch as many arm breaks as you can, and I can guarantee you more than 50%, maybe like 70% arm breaks are you are going to see in the so-called good position in which you should arm wrestle. So is it really a bad position in arm wrestling? Well, you can say that more people are arm wrestling in a good position, and even then, if there are like 70% arm breaks happening, probably the volume that we are considering here is much more, because everyone is arm wrestling in a good way and few people arm wrestle that way. Then you can say that still 30% can amount to a bigger percentage if we equalize the numbers. But is it really an arm break position? I rarely see anybody breaking their arm in this position, like extreme cases. Most of them are like in a good position. At least the videos that I've watched, and I've watched at least hundreds of them.
Pradeep, what do you think it is then?
I don't weak bone density, genetics, mostly, I guess.
I think it's a let up. I think it's like you're holding and then like you go to adjust and you kind of let up that brief moment, and that's where things go wrong. And the other guy could feel you let up, so he goes to attack. That's like what makes you a good arm wrestler, right? When you feel the guy taking that breath or taking that adjustment, then you attack. That could be it.
Could be.
Because
We got
the guy that broke his arm against Larry, so he was sitting in this kind of a tight lock position. In my opinion, in no way that this is an arm break position. And Larry pulled him out of this. And I saw experienced arm wrestlers commenting, yeah, he was in a typical arm break position. And I was like, really? Was he? He was just sitting in a tight hook lock. That's it. And Larry ripped him open, and that's how he broke his arm.
But when he went open, did his arm go outside of his shoulder as
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was breaking? So that's what
Yeah.
they're talking about, is the moment your hand goes outside your shoulder. I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm just saying that the wisdom is your arm goes outside your shoulder, you're putting rotational torque on your bicep, and then the theory is that it takes a very small amount of pressure to create that spiral fracture.